We'll be using a chair in today's practice, so grab one that doesn't have arms and set it aside. Let's set an intention for practice today. This class is designed to open the heart. We'll begin in a comfortable seated position, bringing the hands to the belly. Breathe in and feel the belly expand like a balloon. And as you breathe out, pull the belly button in toward the spine. Bringing the hands to the rib cage, breathe in and feel the ribs expand as the lungs inflate. And as you exhale, feel the ribs contract. And then place the hands on your heart center. As you breathe in, notice that the space around the heart opens and expands. And as you breathe out, notice that that space contracts. Bringing the hands to the knees, we're going to put all three of those together. So inhale deep into the belly, expanding like a balloon, then into the ribs and into the heart. And then exhale from the heart, from the ribs, and from the belly, pulling the belly toward the spine. Inhaling into the belly, into the lungs, and into the heart. And exhale from the heart, from the ribs, and from the belly. As you inhale, bring the heart forward, lifting the gaze, and exhale, rounding the back, bringing the chin toward the chest. This is called the camel ride. Inhale, reaching the heart forward, feel it open. Exhale, rounding the back. Finding your rhythm here. Focus on opening the heart. And then inhale, bringing the arms up to the sky, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale to heart. One more. Now let's come on to hands and knees for cat and cow. Knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Let the belly drop toward the earth, and inhale, taking the tailbone and the tip of the nose up toward the sky. Exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest. Inhale, feel the heart open, and exhale, rounding the back, pull the belly button in. Finding your breathing rhythm here, cat and cow. Warming up the spine. We're going to be doing some back bends today, so we want to make sure the spine is nice and warm. Now just sitting back on the heels for hero pose. Inhale, arms out to the side. And exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up across the chest. And exhale, hug it out, opening the shoulders and the back. We're going to come up to kneeling. For baby camel, bring the hands to the low back, fingers are pointed down to the earth. Hug the elbows in tight and take a look up at the sky, leaning back slightly, fully opening across the chest, sending the heart right up to the sky. And gently making our way back to sitting on the heels. Inhale the arms up, and then taking the left hand to guide the right hand down the back. Reach around with that left hand and see if you can clasp your hands together in cow face pose. Now the right shoulder can push back and down to to open up across the chest. Releasing the hands, come on back up to kneeling for baby camel. Inhale, leaning back, feel that heart open. This is also a nice stretch for the hip flexors. And coming back to our hero pose. Inhale the arms up. This time use the right hand to guide the left elbow back, pressing the left hand down the back, and reaching around with the right hand to clasp the hands together behind the back. Reach the left shoulder back and down to feel that opening across the heart. If you can't reach your hands, you can use a strap. Coming back up once again for our baby camel, bringing the hands to the low back, looking up to the sky, and then reaching the right hand down toward the right heel, the left arm up toward the sky. This is our adolescent camel. And bringing the left hand to the low back for support, coming back to kneeling. Breathing here. Then we'll inhale for baby camel, and then send the left hand to the left heel, the right hand up to the sky, leaning back, opening the heart, opening the whole front side of the body fully. And then bringing that right hand to the low back for support, coming back, and come on down into an extended child's pose. So send the knees out to the side, bring the big toes together, the forehead to the earth, and relax. Let that low back stretch out. On an inhale, come on up to all fours, tucking the toes under and lifting the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, bending the knees one at a time. And then shifting our weight forward, shoulders over the wrists for plank. Exhale all the way to the earth and inhale to cobra. Exhale, lowering, resting the head on the hands for crocodile. And just rock side to side gently, rolling the hip joints on the earth. And then coming up onto the elbows, the forearms for Sphinx pose. Making sure the shoulders are sliding down the back and the heart is reaching forward. Keeping the head up. Nice little back bend for the mid-back. Coming down, placing the hands beside the body with the palms up. On an inhale, lift the tip of the nose, the arms and the legs for locust. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting the nose, the arms and the legs. Feel the support of the breath underneath you. And exhale, lower. One more time. On the inhale, lifting the tip of the nose, the arms and the legs for full locust. Breathing here, feeling the support of the breath. And on an exhale, relax back in crocodile, resting the head on the hands. As we continue to breathe, we'll be joined by Penny the yoga cat. Inhaling, coming up onto the elbows and forearms for Sphinx pose. Inhale, bending one knee, and exhale, return. Inhale, bend the other knee. Exhale, lower. Continuing this pattern, the one thing to remember about Sphinx pose is to let the heart lead forward, the shoulders slide down the back, keeping the head up, not forward. Now, as we bend the knee, go ahead and take a look over your shoulder and maybe use the same hand to reach out and grab hold of the foot or ankle. And on an exhale, release down onto the belly, extending the other hand for half bow pose. Nice back bend here, feel the heart lifting, and then release, coming back to crocodile, resting the head on the hands. And we'll repeat that on the other side. So coming up into Sphinx pose, resting on the forearms, bending the other knee, take a look over the shoulder, and then maybe reach out and grab the foot or ankle, and then release onto the belly, extending the opposite arm for half bow pose. This is a back bend and a heart opener. Continue to breathe and feel the support of the breath as the belly pushes into the earth. Go ahead and release, resting into crocodile. Feel the belly press into the earth with each inhale, supported and grounded. Moving on to bow pose, coming up to Sphinx, bending both knees, and then you'll reach around both sides, grabbing the feet or the ankles with the hands. Coming into the full expression of the back bend, pressing the belly into the earth. Inhale to raise the head and shine the heart forward. Feel the deep back bend and the tense heart opening here. And release, resting into crocodile. And coming up, we'll go ahead and push up onto all fours, sitting back into an extended child's pose, bringing the forehead to the earth, stretching out the low back. Feel the nice release between the shoulder blades, stretching everything out from that back bending sequence. And then inhaling to all fours, coming back onto the belly, hands are underneath the shoulders, we'll lift up into cobra, and exhale, lower, tucking the toes and pushing up into downward facing dog, letting the hips come up and back. Once again, allowing that lower back to release. Feel free to move around here, bending the knees, shaking the head yes or no. Find some relaxation in your downward dog. And then dropping the knees back down, resting into your child's pose. Extending the arms and resting. Beginning to come back up onto all fours, we're going to sit back onto the heels for hero pose, taking just a moment to roll the shoulders back and down, feel a nice opening across the heart. Then coming to all fours, we'll send the right leg forward, the foot is flat on the ground, low lunge, using the right hand to push the right knee away, coming onto the edge of the right foot. This is called lizard pose or winged dragon pose. Taking the gaze up to the sky, the heart is open. It's a nice hip opener here and heart opener. And go ahead, release the hands down, take that foot back. And we're going to send the left foot forward this time, low lunge. using the left hand to push away the left knee and come up onto the edge of the left foot. Sending the heart up toward the sky as you look up, feeling that nice bend in the hips. Open across the chest, and then sending the left foot back, coming back to hero pose, sitting back on the heels. Taking a few breaths here. Coming up to kneeling, we'll prepare for more back bends and heart openers, bringing the hands to the lower back, fingertips pointing to the earth, bringing the right hand to the back heel, and the left hand goes up to the sky. For the full expression of camel pose, you'll place both hands on the heels. Gently roll back up and rest in extended child's pose to stretch out the low back. We're going to do that again. So when you're ready, come on up to kneeling, and we're going to take either adolescent camel on the other side, bringing the left hand to the heel, right arm high, or go ahead and bring both hands down to both heels, feeling the opening across the entire front of the body. Nice deep back bend, great big heart opener. Breathing here. Bringing both hands to the lower back for support, come on up and release down into hero pose, and then move into extended child's pose. Stretch out the low back. You can rest in puppy pose if you like, keeping the hips up, and feel free to wag the tail of the puppy if you like. Take a breath. And then coming up to all fours, tucking the toes and lifting the hips up for downward facing dog. We'll start to take some baby steps, walking the feet up toward the hands, nice and slow. Coming to a forward fold, hanging out there for a moment. And then bringing the hands to the shins, flattening the back. And exhale, fold. Bending the knees, inhale, rise all the way up. And on the exhale, bring hands to heart. Go ahead at this time and grab that chair that you've been sitting aside so we can use it for our next section. We're going to be moving into wheel pose. Now, wheel pose is the ultimate heart opener, but it sometimes is unattainable for most bodies. So showing you how to use it with a chair, how to do it with a chair. You'll sit sideways on the chair, very close to the edge, and using your hand on the back of the chair as an anchor. Begin to drape yourself across the seat of the chair, coming on down, using the other hand for support, and scooting closer to the edge, whatever you need to feel comfortable and supported, until you can release your hands overhead and start to walk the palms toward the shoulders. This is giving you a nice big opening across the entire front of the body, hip flexors, open heart. Allow the body to rest here. You're seeing everything from a new perspective, so this can really help to get you out of a rut as well. One more breath. And then when you're ready to come out of the position, you'll just use your hands and arms to gently grab the back of the chair and support yourself as you gently roll the head up and then come back up to seated. Resting here for 1 or 2 breaths. We're going to do that again. Now make sure that your chair is sturdy and stable on the mat for support so that it does not slip. When you're ready, come on back down, allowing the hands to find their way onto the earth, and then walking them forward. You can come up onto the tippy toes to get a little bit more bend in the hips if you need it. Feeling everything kind of open up across the front of the body. Breathing here, see if you can relax into the pose and remember what it was like to hang upside down when we were kids. And then when use the hands to guide your way back up, using the chair as support, tucking the chin toward the chest, and gently using your abdominal muscles to come back to seated. When you're ready, go ahead and set the chair aside and we'll meet back in mountain pose. From mountain pose, inhale the arms up overhead and exhale, fold from the hip, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back, and exhale, fold. Step the right foot back and then the left, coming into plank, and then push back into downward facing dog. The hips move up and back. And on an exhale, drop the knees to the earth and rest in extended child's pose. To open the heart a little bit more here, bring the palms together and bend the elbows, bringing the hands behind the head as you rest in child's pose with prayer hands behind the head. And go ahead and release the hands back to the earth. Inhale, come on up to all fours. We'll make our way to seated with the soles together for butterfly. And feel free to flutter the wings of the butterfly by just moving the hips up and down. And you can give yourself a little foot massage while you're here. A little bit of self-care, never hurt anybody. You can stay here or you can cradle the feet in the hands, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, and on the exhale, bend the elbows and tuck the chin toward the chest for a butterfly pose. This is a pretty intense hip opener, so if you need to add a prop, a blanket, a pillow, a block underneath the knees for support, feel free to do so. Or perhaps don't go down as deep. Continue to breathe and see if you can just rest here. And then inhale, slowly rounding the back up. Go ahead and bring the knees together, stretch out the legs, and come to lying on the back. Once you're comfortable on the back, go ahead and hug the knees into the chest, rocking gently side to side to massage the spine. And on an exhale, allow the knees to fall over to the right side of the body. Let the arms come out long, or maybe take the right hand and place it on top of the left knee just to pull it down a little bit further. A little bit of added weight to help with the twist. Take the gaze over to the left hand. Feel the lower back release. And then hug the knees into the chest once again, rocking gently side to side. And on an exhale, allow the knees to fall over to the left side of the body. The right arm comes out long and the left hand goes to the top of the right thigh, just anchoring it down to the ground. And take a look over at the right hand. Rest and relax. And then hugging the knees back into the chest once more, rocking gently side to side. And then bringing the feet down to the earth, and then releasing the legs all the way down, coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana, also known as corpse pose. Feel an incredible opening along the entire front side of the body from all that back bending that we've done. The chest is open, the heart is shining up to the sky, and the entire body is relaxed. Allow your breath to be full and long here. Maybe coming into the 3-part breath or the 4-count breath if you prefer one of the 2 breath techniques. Otherwise, just let the breathing come in naturally and allow your inhales and exhales to get a little bit longer. And bring your attention to the top of the head. Begin to scan the body from the top of the head all the way down to the toes. Notice if there are any areas that are holding on any tension at all, and allow them to release with every exhale. Allow yourself a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let it all out. And begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Feel free to stretch and yawn. And hugging the knees into the chest one more time, rocking gently side to side. And then begin to rock forward and back, building up a little momentum until you can roll up like a ball, coming back to a comfortable seated position. Taking a few deep breaths here, noticing any openness, any expansiveness we may have created through our practice today. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart, thanking yourself for practicing today. Namaste.